At 7:43 on a Friday night, Michael was sitting inside a restaurant bathroom, staring at his banking app. He earned $102,000 a year. He had a respectable job, a newer car, and an apartment that looked successful in photos. But his friends were waiting at the table, and Michael was calculating whether dinner would push his credit card balance too close to the limit. That was the moment he realized something disturbing. His salary had nearly doubled in 6 years, but the feeling of being broke had followed him the entire way. At $52,000, he blamed his income. At $75,000, he blamed inflation. At $100,000, he finally discovered the truth. The problem was not just how much money entered his life, it was how quickly that money stopped belonging to him. And before this video ends, you will see the one number that reveals whether your salary is actually building freedom or simply financing a more expensive trap. For millions of Americans, $100,000 is more than a salary. It is a psychological finish line. You imagine that once you reach it, you will stop checking prices, bills will become easier, vacations will become normal. Saving will happen automatically, and financial anxiety will finally disappear. Then the offer letter arrives. 6 figures. For a few months, life feels different. You breathe more easily, you upgrade a few things, you reward yourself for years of hard work. But slowly, the pressure returns. Your checking account still falls faster than expected. Your credit card balance keeps rebuilding itself. One emergency still has the power to ruin the month. And you quietly begin asking a question you feel embarrassed to say out loud: how am I earning this much and still feeling broke? The answer is not that every 6-figure earner is irresponsible. The real problem is more subtle. As income rises, financial mistakes stop looking like mistakes. They start looking like normal signs of success. When Michael earned $52,000, his financial problems were obvious. His apartment was small, his car was old, he checked grocery prices, he delayed purchases, and he believed the solution was simple: earn more. So Michael worked harder, he changed companies, he accepted more responsibility, he answered emails at night. At 32, he reached $78,000. At 35, he crossed $100,000. He expected his bank account to transform. Instead, his lifestyle transformed first. He moved into a better building because he was tired of unreliable maintenance. That cost an extra $550 a month. His old car needed repairs, so he replaced it with a newer one. The payment and insurance added nearly $700. He started ordering food more often because his job left him exhausted. He joined a better gym, he upgraded his phone plan, he took the vacation he had postponed for years. None of these decisions felt reckless. That was the trap. Each expense was reasonable. Together, they consumed nearly every dollar of his raise. Michael was not wasting money on yachts. He was spending it on a life that looked appropriate for someone earning $100,000. When someone hears $100,000 a year, their brain often divides it by 12. That sounds like more than $8,300 every month. But that is not what reaches your account. After federal taxes, possible state taxes, Social Security, Medicare, insurance, retirement contributions, and other deductions, many people may receive somewhere around $5,500 to $6,500 per month, depending on their circumstances. That is still a good income, but it is very different from the number printed on the offer letter. This creates the 6-figure illusion. You make decisions using the identity of someone earning $100,000, but you pay for those decisions using a much smaller monthly paycheck. You think, I earn 6 figures. I can afford the apartment. I earn 6 figures. This car payment is manageable. I earn 6 figures. I should be able to travel. Every statement sounds reasonable, but every expense is competing for the same take-home pay. The apartment exists beside the car exists beside insurance. Insurance exists beside groceries, healthcare, debt, travel, subscriptions, and retirement. Your employer may call you a six-figure employee. Your bills do not care. They only see what reaches your bank account. But even that is not the biggest problem, because once more money reaches your account, something quietly expands to consume it. Lifestyle inflation does not usually begin with a Lamborghini. It begins with convenience. A safer neighborhood, a shorter commute, a newer car, better groceries, more takeout after long workdays, a vacation that feels deserved. Each upgrade improves your life. Then your brain gets used to it. The new apartment feels exciting for 3 months. Then it simply feels like home. The new car feels luxurious. Then it becomes transportation. The expensive restaurant feels special. Then it becomes Friday night. The excitement disappears. The payment remains. This is why raises can improve your lifestyle without improving your financial security. Imagine your promotion adds $1,400 to your monthly take-home pay. You spend $500 more on housing. The new car and insurance add $650. Restaurants, subscriptions, and convenience add $250. The entire raise is gone. You earn more. You look more successful. But the amount left at the end of the month has barely changed. At $55,000, you had $200 left. At $100,000, you may still have $200 left. The surroundings changed. The pressure did not. And once that lifestyle becomes normal, reducing it feels like failure. Selling the car feels like moving backward. Leaving the apartment feels embarrassing. Canceling the trip feels like admitting you are not doing as well as people think. That is how an upgraded lifestyle becomes difficult to escape, and it creates an even more dangerous problem. Michael's monthly take-home pay was close to $6,000. His apartment took $2,350. His car, insurance, fuel, and parking took almost $1,100. Student loans took $450. Utilities, phone, and internet took $400. Groceries and household costs took another $900. Before entertainment, travel, medical bills, or emergencies, most of his money was already gone. Michael had a high income, but he had almost no flexibility. This is where a successful salary can become golden handcuffs. You cannot leave a toxic job because the mortgage needs your paycheck. You cannot take 3 months to change careers because the car payment continues. You cannot say no to overtime because your lifestyle was designed around your full income. From the outside, the salary looks like freedom. From the inside, every paycheck is holding the structure together. And high earners are offered more ways to make that structure expensive. Banks approve larger mortgages. Dealerships approve better cars. Credit card companies increase limits. But approval does not mean an expense is good for your life. It only means someone believes you can keep paying them. That is a major difference. A person earning $100,000 with low fixed expenses has options. A person earning $100,000 with high fixed expenses has obligations. But there is another reason high earners feel poor, and it may not appear anywhere in their budget. When Michael earned $52,000, a $100,000 salary looked wealthy. After he reached 6 figures, his comparison group changed. His manager earned $180,000. One coworker and her husband earned more than $250,000 together. Another coworker bought a house before property prices increased. Someone else received help from family. Suddenly, Michael's salary did not feel impressive. It felt average. This is the strange psychology of income. People rarely compare themselves with the entire country. They compare themselves with co-workers, neighbors, friends, and people on social media. And social media displays spending, not financial stability. You see the vacation. You do not see the credit card balance. You see the luxury car. You do not see the $900 monthly payment. You see the house. You do not see the mortgage, repairs, or family money that helped purchase it. You see the lifestyle. You do not see the balance sheet. Comparison encourages you to purchase the visible result of someone else's life without understanding the invisible structure supporting it. Michael was single and paying student loans, yet he was comparing himself with dual-income couples and people who started with major financial advantages. The salaries looked similar. The starting points were completely different. And here is the pattern interrupt most people miss. Someone can look much richer than you while being far less financially secure. Because income and wealth are not the same thing. Income is money flowing into your life. Wealth is what stays. A salary measures what your work currently earns. Net worth measures what years of decisions have allowed you to keep. Consider two people who each take home $6,000 per month. The first spends $5,800. They drive the better car. They live in the more impressive building. They appear successful. But only $200 remains. The second person spends $4,500. Their car is older, their apartment is simpler, their lifestyle attracts less attention. But $1,500 remains every month. Same income. Completely different future. The first person may look wealthier today. The second person is buying tomorrow. That remaining money creates an emergency fund. It eliminates debt. It purchases investments. It gives the person the ability to leave a bad job, survive an emergency, help family, or take a career risk. And now we reach the number that matters more than salary. Your most important number is your financial gap. Your financial gap is the difference between your take-home pay and your total spending. Take-home pay minus spending equals the money that still belongs to your future. Michael earned $100,000, but after every expense, his financial gap was only around $250 per month. His salary was impressive. His gap was fragile. Meanwhile, someone earning $70,000 who consistently protects a $1,000 monthly gap may be building wealth much faster. The math does not care about job titles. It does not care which car looks better. It does not care who appears successful at dinner. It cares about the gap. And it cares about time. Your income provides the raw material. Your financial gap determines how much survives. Time determines what that surviving money can become. That is why some people earn moderate salaries and quietly build freedom. Others earn six figures and remain one missed paycheck away from panic. So how do you stop a high salary from becoming a high income trap? First, calculate your actual take-home pay. Forget the headline salary for a moment. Use the amount that consistently reaches your account. That is the number supporting your life. Second, identify the three expenses controlling your budget. For most people, they are housing, transportation, and debt. Do not spend all your energy cutting small pleasures while ignoring a car or apartment consuming hundreds of unnecessary dollars every month. Third, protect part of every raise before upgrading your lifestyle. Before the raise arrives, decide where it will go. You might invest half, use part to pay off debt, and enjoy the rest. The exact percentage matters less than making the decision before your lifestyle makes it for you. Fourth, automate the financial gap. Move money towards savings, investments, retirement accounts, or debt repayment immediately after payday. Do not wait to save what remains. For most people, nothing remains because available money slowly becomes spendable money. Michael did not need another promotion. He needed a different definition of progress. He stopped upgrading every part of his life at once. He paid off his credit card. He kept his car longer. He automated investing. His lifestyle did not suddenly become miserable. From the outside, almost nothing changed. But inside his accounts, everything changed. 1 month of emergency savings became 3. 3 became 6. His investments began growing. For the first time, money from his past was protecting his future. And that is what financial security actually feels like. Not unlimited spending, not never checking a price, not proving success to everyone around you. It feels like space. Space between losing your job and losing your home. Space between an emergency and panic. Space between what you earn and what you need. Space to wait. Space to think. Space to say no. A $100,000 salary can create that space, but it does not happen automatically. Because the goal is not simply to earn a larger number. The goal is to stop allowing every dollar of that number to belong to someone else. The next time you receive a raise, do not only ask, "What can I upgrade?" Ask, "How much freedom can I keep?" Because your salary tells people how much your employer pays you. Your financial gap determines how much of your future actually belongs to you. If this video changed the way you think about 6-figure salaries, hit the like button and share it with someone who believes earning more automatically solves every money problem. Subscribe for more videos about money psychology, hidden financial traps, and building a life that does not depend on the next paycheck.